Hello, everyone, and welcome to Theros, Gods and Glory, where four friends journey together to tell a story of mythic proportion. I am your host, Resident Tale Weaver Omar, pronouns any all, and I am joined by a fantabulous cast of TTRPG creators and players, and I will love to introduce them as we are putting on our first A Tale of Hearts and Homes game, all raising money, continuing for the Trevor Project. So, as we did our last stream series called Magpie Madness, and we raised over $1,025 that even people still went in and started donating. So that link is just going to stay live because people are still using it. But you can go ahead and find it at give.thetrevorproject.org/Magpie Madness or / Tale of Hearts and Homes and donate there. Thank you so much for all those who gave. It just means so much to us. The Trevor Project is an organization that assists LGBTQIA youths all around the world when it comes to crisis and suicide prevention. They use technology in such a grand and great way. And as a technologist myself, I just love to support and see them thrive and see them help out their community, of such a marginalized community that's in danger. So please, if you have it in your hearts, you can please go out and donate once again at give.thetrevorproject.org/Magpie Madness or / A Tale of Hearts and Homes. And you can check it all out in the links at ataleofd20s.com. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and just go and hand it over and introduce the amazing creators who will be joining me on this quest of epic might and magic. Starting off by a familiar face here at A Tale of D20s, our very own Travis. Hello, Travis.
Hello, I'm Travis, or otherwise known as Zendark, and I am so excited to get into this game today and continue playing for a wonderful cause. I just wanted to note that we've blown it out the park. We are well past our goal of $1,000. We are over $1,300 we're going. So, like you said, we are really raising more money this year than ever before, and it means so much. As someone who's done this for the past 3 years with Omar, it really means a lot because it's a cause very close to our hearts. So, sorry, I know he said that, but I just had to reiterate it because it means so much. So, but I'll pass it over. I'm super excited to get in today, and I'll be playing Race Harbog, your orcish paladin, who you'll get to dive into later today.
I love that, love that, love that. And another face you see all the time, and we're glad to have him back on the channel. Please say hello to Declan.
Good evening from a very dark Irish sky. Not like an allegory. It's actually just nighttime here. It's like 7 p.m., so it's actually quite dark now. I'm Declan, and I'm going to echo what Travis just said. I'm really thrilled to get to be a part of this. We don't have the Trevor Project doesn't exist here. I think is it just states based. I think, but we have several organisations like it in Ireland. And I think it's such a crucial time to stand behind organizations like this and to support them. So I am thrilled to get to be part of this in some small way. And I'm going to be playing Phelan. And sure, you know yourself, it'll all be grand, won't it? Yeah, and you'll get to find out a little bit about whatever version of his life he's going to tell you about tonight, and then change it tomorrow. But that's me.
Awesome. Oh, I cannot wait. And then, of course, last but not least, a new face to the channel, an amazing creator. I've been following him for quite some time now, posting things on Magic the Gathering and LGBTQIA love and support and just all around awesomeness. Please, I'd like to introduce you to the one, the only, BGM from Bigger Gayer Magic. Hello.
Hey everybody, I'm BGM, Bigger Gayer Magic, otherwise known as Tom. I am new to D&D, and I'm really excited that Tel Weaver invited me today because I am so excited to tell you about my character. He's a centaur. He's like a deer centaur. His name is Boreal Clatterhoofs. He's a druid in service of Karametra, and he has a farmer background. So he's like new to the city, and he's just so jazzed to be here. And I can't wait for you guys to get to know my himbo deer sona. That's all I got.
Woo! I am very excited to see that.
I'm here for some himbo deer sona.
Right. But so now that we have announcements all out the way, one thing that, and because of just issues with the live stream from the other day, I wanted to start off by reminding everyone about our schedule coming up. We will be continuing to have streams. We will be streaming this again, same time tomorrow at 2 p.m. And then, of course, on Monday, our first pre-recorded show for our kind of production month, or I should say production quarter, would be Tarot. Tarot is our our mask new generation, you could say homebrew created game.
And who made it?
And that
Who
I
made
created.
that?
Yes,
Who created
yes,
that?
I created.
Who wrote that?
So hopefully you'll be seeing it in bookstores near you soon. Hint, hint. But it's epic. It's awesome. So before we begin, we're gonna start off with once again revealing the trailer to our very own Tarot, and then we're gonna just dive right into Theros. So, without further ado, let's cue the trailer and see what's coming Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tarot. Ooh.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another exciting chapter of A Tale D20 presents Tarot, a masked new generation story.
You see Diamond still wearing that masquerade style mask, a little bit more elaborate of feathers, colors, truly shimmering, like the glistening of snow, fresh snow. When you see the sun kind of reflects off of it, it is like velvet and yet like glitter at the same time.
I will not stand for it. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And you will go down. And I'm gonna take you out. And in this, I'll like pull out, and as I like pull from behind me, sort of like, you know, Ninja Turtle, they pull their swords out. As he pulls the swords, you actually see like doof, 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 like 10 swords like spectrally appear around him, and he is calling his Arcana form. I am the 10 of Swords.
As this like asymmetrical bodice that appears to like it's almost like it's got like these feathery designs, but essentially we're going to see like there's jagged extensions along her shoulders and forearms that they're not necessarily just ornamental. They're actually manifestations of her body transmutation, as she's trying to make her arms longer so she can reach out and assist with that help.
The Emperor, the Magician, the Knight of Pentacles reversed.
Please, Rip, get him out of here. He's going to die.
Solar Eclipse!
Oh my God, look at this is the ultimate good thing.
And we are back. So, welcome back, everyone. Let's remove the bookmark and continue our tale. Theros, an ancient and mighty plane where the thoughts of the mortal beings form up and create magical and fantastical realities. One of these realities is Nyx, a place where the gods are born, where the gods grow and they fight for supremacy. Their new battleground is that of the plane of Theros, where the mortals all pray to them for guidance, love, power, and glory. One such place on Theros is known as Miletus. Miletus is a city of magic and might, of wonder. And what is outside of this city? Well, that is Camp Bellaferin, where heroes train, where heroes go on adventures and quests in the names of the gods that they serve. Heroes like yourselves. Currently, it is a bright, early morning upon Camp Bellaferin. The sun, the shining shimmer of Heliod, god of heat and sun, this would-be ruler of the gods, shines above. We see a light shining down onto a statue of this mighty god with a spear in hand, gold and shimmering. As the light hits the tip of the blade, it shines off into multi directions, hitting all sorts of buildings, pantheons in the shapes, in different shapes and sizes, symbols of the gods from above upon the crest of each building. We pan over, going over cobblestone streets, passing over vendors of carts who are now filling in their stock, ready for the heroes who live here to come and spend their coin and continue upon their journeys. We will first turn and move towards a building of might and wonder and power where paladins and clerics all strive. As we're going to start off with Rayos Harbug. Rayos, tell us in this early morning where you are, the god or goddess you worship, and how you look upon this early supper.
Reos is an early riser. He's with these mercantile folks setting up, as he is a sailor by nature, and he is an early 30s orc male in the prime of his life, old enough to bear the weight of command, but still young enough to carry youthful vigor. He's not towering, but he's a little over 6 feet tall. He has a powerful build, imposing a little bit with his orcish lineage, giving him that gift, tempered by the sea. He's not a brute, but his muscles are dense and cored, that of a swimmer's build. His skin has a unique tapestry of deep bass tones of blues and greens, subtle blues, mostly greens, but the most striking feature you'll notice is his complete absence of scars. For a sailor, people that are normally salty and nixed, he is almost pristine, and his flawless skin is almost unnerving, and a visible miracle from his unscarred blessing, touched by a god unknown to him. He has normally shaved sides of his head and a thick mane that sometimes is braided back, but this time he sort of cut it short, so he has sort of like a thick mohawk running down the sides with cleanly shaven sides. He has a few earrings in his orcish ears, and a one thicker tusk from the right side of his bottom jaw. He has some sweat on his brow as he's finishing unloading the ship, the goods from the ship into the harbor, and loading it onto the carts that are carrying these goods to the agora in the early morning. And you would assume that he would be a worshiper of Thassa, and for many years he did pray to her, not in strong piety and fealty, but in a sailor's reverence for safe passage. He is a servant of a Theros, though, a paladin of the god of passage, and he is the shield bearer, a paladin of the final rites in your final voyage.
Okay. At this moment, Reo, you're gathering your things and going to your next destination. You hear the sound of a bell, a familiar sound. The bell that tolls the ferryman, that carries the souls of the dead along the river Styx. And there's a chill that goes down your spine. Almost like you've always felt the touch of Theros, but now it feels weakened, as if drawn away from you. And this alerts you. It doesn't seem like your god has forsaken you, but it's as if it's being muffled. The feeling of being underwater, the feeling of your senses being cut off as instantly you snap back into your present self and hear a familiar call, a sending that hits your mind. Hero, if you hear this call, please make the trip up the mountain of the Oracle. The gods of Nyx have chosen you. Hurry, before it is too late.
I have heard this call before and know the voices of the Oracle, so I know that this is dire. And in this, I look back to the ship, unloaded and stocked, and I pick up my shield, the visage, a coin of a Theros, iconic, and I make my way quickly towards the bottom of the mountain and up the hill towards the Temple of the Oracles.
Okay. You go, the sun on its early still rising. It's about 3 hours past the rising of the sun. As you make your way, you hear the sounds of wheels thudding over cobblestones as other adventurers and merchants are starting to make their way to their stands. You walk towards the east as the statue of Heliod casts a shadow upon you, in a sense, and that chill once again runs down your spine. Pay that no mind as you make your way to the bottom of the mountain. Yes?
Can I actually, feeling a shadow from Heliod, I will stand there in this and I will look towards him. And for those who don't know, a Theros is sort of best put as the line between Heliod and Erebos. He is the god that stands between the god of the heavens and the god of the underworlds, so to speak. And he makes sure that they do not delve too deeply in each other's affairs. So seeing that Heliod is overstepping his bounds, or maybe being invaded, unsure of the situation, knowing this, I stand there and I say, I will dig to the deep. I will dig through the depths, and I will stand in service of my God. And your shadow or light will cast where it should. And sort of like nod, not in disrespect, sort of like in a I'm gonna check you attitude. And then I like to still bow towards this god statue, and then I will make my way. Acknowledging this moment, acknowledging the feeling that this Heliod statue gave me.
Go ahead and roll me a religion check, please, as you make our first roll of the night.
Oh, and lucky I'm proficient.
Oh, I wonder why.
17.
17. Roll me a d6, please.
Oh, well, now you're asking me to push buttons that I don't know where they are. Here we go. No, I found it. Roll to everyone. That's a 4. That's pretty good. Maybe.
You hear a hushed whisper, a coarse voice. Protect it. Beware. As it is a faint sound of what you think is a Theros. Give yourself 4 piety points. As in Theros, if you please the gods in more ways than one, you get piety. And with all of your worshipping, you have a scale that if you reach a certain amount of points, you get new abilities. So you can mark that down in your notes.
Whoop, whoop. Okay, I do. And you said it was a Theros that I felt speak to me. And he said, beware, but protect it.
Yes.
Understood.
And then you continue on your way. A foreboding portent lingering in the back of your mind. As if we fade in and pan over to another temple. A temple where those of quickness, stealth, and the lay of the land, of growth and harmony reside. As we find Boar Clatterhoofs. Boar, please let us know the god or goddess that you serve and where you would be, either in your temple, you can describe what your room looks like, or maybe out and about.
All right, we pan in on Karametra's harvest compound. We are in an apple orchard, and Boar is going and collecting apples for the harvest. But as you see Boar, he is a deer centaur. And he is a happy-go-lucky creature. And he doesn't so much walk as he does prance through the fields collecting fruit, being just the best of vibes. Boar is a druid, so he tends to the creatures of the orchard as well, making sure that all is well and stays within Karametra's favor. He is a disciple of Karametra, goddess of the harvest. Unknown to Boar, though, Boar is fate touched by Karametra, meaning that she was present at his birth. So Karametra must have been visiting one of her harvest compounds at the time, and during Boar's birth, and she was like, that one is just going to be a smidge more sparkly than the rest of the centaurs. And so Boar was. But because Boar didn't know Karametra was present for his birth, he doesn't know that he's fate touched. He just thinks he's kind of lucky. And that's Boar Boreal tending to the orchard.
Love it. Love it. You, as you're tending to the orchard, picking the apples, the grapes, and creating a just a collection of all the fruits that are in this small area, you hear a voice echo in your mind. Hero, you hear this call. Please proceed to the summit of the Oracle Mountain. Danger is afoot, and the gods call for you. Hurry before it is too late. And you know this to be the call of the Oracle. A mission has been given to you. What do you do?
Oh my god, I get so excited. I start bouncing in place. I've always wanted an excuse to leave the orchard, and now I finally have one, and it's a god summon quest, no less. He drops the fruits he's collecting, leaves them on the ground. It's fine. He's just too excited. He's getting ready. He has nothing but boundless excitement and energy. That so much so that he forgets to ask for further instructions.
And as you... And you know this is a one-way message anyway. You just continue, hop your way off with your four legs and making your way out, passing all the other worshippers of Karametra, continuing and now hitting the cobblestone road that is in the center of this encampment. As your host clack, you make your way, you look up and pass by the same tall statue, seeing the almost omnipotent presence of Abheliod, for continuing to make your way to the base of the mountain to start your trek upward. And lastly, we pan and turn to a place that's mysterious, even more so than the other temples, where the horizon is limitless and possibilities are endless in this vast temple, a 3-story tall pantheon that seems to just continue into the background for all of eternity. And we find Faulon. Please, tell us what god or goddess you worship and where we would find you and how you look.
So Fuelon is actually he's just stepping out the doors of the temple to Phoenix, the god of deception. And as he does, it's that he's dressed quite well. Like I wouldn't say fancy, I wouldn't say particularly rich, but he has spent a little bit of money on his outfit. It's a old military style jacket. It's about the only thing kind of ornate are the buttons on it. Waistcoat, the jacket itself is like a deep mossy green. The waistcoat is this sort of purplish mauve. And he's wearing a kind of a ruffled shirt that's a little bit too long. It kind of hangs out over the sleeves. And as he's kind of heading out the door, and he's like, you don't let a lot of light into the Temple of Phoenix because you don't. It's just a rule, and he's kind of slipping out, kind of squeezing his way as much as he can. He leans back and just grabs his hat that he'd left, and it's just one of those tricorn hats. He's got this mop of kind of black and brown curls, and he kind of pops the hat, and he pulls it down a little harder than he should to kind of cover his ears. Fuelon is an elven gentleman, and he'll take no further questions on that matter. Very, very pale, and also very short for an elf. He's 5'7", and he is a scrawny twig of a man, and he's looking a little, despite the outfit, unkempt. And as he's slipping out the door, it's supposed to close it. Oh, Jesus! It would get me head if it wasn't screwed on. And he lets out like, where'd that little bollocks? And a couple of moments later, it's like mangy, black and grey cat just come like flomp. Jumps onto just, and the cat has just these brilliant yellow eyes, and he's like, well, let's see what shit we can stir today, Dove. And he's just going to kind of like just start whistling to himself. And his first port of call every morning is to just go annoy the vendors and see what he can pilfer and pawn. He can pay for it, but why pay for it when you can get it for free? And he's just going to start just strolling the streets, looking for chaos or a chance at chaos.
Love it. You walk out, passing by the other warriors of Phoenix. Roll me a perception check, Farlan.
Perception.
Oh, wait.
Okay, that's a 23.
You see a thin, short halfling woman, young. She has 2 daggers at her side, wearing leather armor, her hair in a ponytail of a blonde color. She bumps into you and attempts to pickpocket, stealing your gold, but you quickly notice. What do you do?
Can I try palm the daggers off her belt? Like, if she's going to attempt to pickpocket me, I want to take the daggers off of her, like in that sort of like, don't kid a kidder. Like he's going to let her think that she's got it on the up, but he literally wants to try and pickpocket her back.
Do you have like a fake bag, knowing that like people are gonna try and grab that bag?
God, no. God, he walks around with he makes sure it jangles so he can draw attention to it. Like, he lives for this crap.
Okay.
Oh, you tried to rob me, did you? And then he just starts a fight. Yeah. So no, he's yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Go and roll me a sleight of hand check, please.
Okay. Watch now as I don't do this that well. That's an 11.
An 11. Okay. You go to grab her knives, stretching out, and she goes to grab your coin, and almost simultaneously, like the motion, you both connect at the same time, and she doesn't get to steal your gold. Excuse me, but you don't get to take her daggers. As she grabs onto the one end, you grab onto the other end, and there's kind of like this, like hand above hand, whoever gets to the top of the hilt, and she kind of puts her hand on the top of the hilt of the dagger, and she goes, Fuelon, you can't best me, not at all.
Jesus, buy us dinner before, you take a man by the purse. And he gives her kind of a wink. And he's just going to kind of turn on his heel. The cat is just kind of like weirdly done that little owl thing where its head is turned a little bit around more and is just kind of like scowling at this halfling woman.
Okay. She walks away, keeping an eye on you for a moment as you pass out the door. All your money intact. Good job in the perception. Probably would have lost some gold there. But you do hear a voice hitting the inside of your head, like almost like a battering ram against the external wall that is your skull. Hero, if you can hear me, we are in dire need. The gods need your help. They have bestowed upon you a quest. Make your way to the summit of Oracle Mountain. Hurry, before all will be lost.
Jesus, I never get used to that. And he's just going to like kind of as if he's gotten water in his ears. He's just going to like kind of like tap it a little bit just to try and like shake a little bit of it out. Well, where there's a message from the gods, there's a chance at some mischief. And he's just going to kind of hop, skip, and jump off the step and casually make his way up because they can wait. And he's just going to like, it's a saunter. He's sauntering up through. I imagine getting like a lot of dirty looks from various vendors around the place. But yeah.
Oh yeah, you've probably stolen from them quite some time. They hate the heroes of Phoenix. They're tricksters, they're thieves, they're liars, they're truth benders, and they all give you snarly looks. Some of them even clutch their purses, or they close down some of the flaps to make it look as if they're no longer open, peering behind the leather straps just to see and make sure you do not go near any of their goods.
Just like one last thing, I think just because he's got a captive audience, he's going to I think maybe kind of slip off the street like very stealthily, and then just there's a particular old woman who sells the best baked goods this side, and she hates to see him coming. She's learned all his tricks. She knows everything he does. But he's going to, on his way up to the mountain, he's going to try and pilfer using Dove, his cat, as a distraction, and also scare the absolute bejesus out of her, because it's definitely her time. She's definitely, she can, the ferryman's calling, and it.
Go ahead.
I'll be the judge of that.
I'll ask him later.
Go ahead and roll with advantage. So you're trying to pilfer. So yeah, another sleight of hand check.
Okay. We'll take that 23.
23. As your feline familiar pops up and gets up, alerting them, she turns, just turning around where you can easily pilfer. What do you grab? I mean, you have your two hands, but you let me know what you will go for, because you were extremely successful.
I reckon it's probably like a filled pastry, like, kind of like a chocolate croissant or like something to that effect. Like it's just, but I'd say kind of more simplistic. It's not as fancy as that, but it's, God, they taste good. And he like it is. It's just this filled bun, and he's just going to snap.
Is it you like open the glass lid? You're like, I'll take one of these things.
Yes.
Yeah. Back.
And you know what? I think the Oracle wants one of those, and he's going to lean across and take like a biscuit or something. Yeah, he just kind of like with a bun in his mouth, and like because I have two hands and a mouth, he's going to he's going to saunter up the and he's going to give a little bit of like let's say like kind of the custard filling to Dove to like have a little bit. So he's going to half feed the cat as well.
Very nice. Go ahead and roll me a religion check, please.
God. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's a 14.
All right, go ahead and roll me a d6.
Okay. 2.
You hear a laughter echoing inside of your head, and a tingle goes down your back. You feel the presence of Phoenix. You get 2 piety points, and as you know, they will stack up, and I believe you get another bonus at 4. But you do get 2 piety points, as you are pleased the god of trickster and thievery. finish eating your pastries and your feline friend also, you make your way, passing that statue of Heliod, that condescending god who swears that he is the ruler of Nyx, much hated by Phoenix. Even his worshippers and warriors are just as pompous as he is. And as the shadow casts down upon you, you walk beyond it, looking at the mountain, seeing barely up at its summit where the clouds start to collect, a building that awaits your destiny. All right. So, the trek up the mountain is not easy. If it was so easy to reach the oracles, the very messengers of the gods, the one who hold fate within their hands, then anyone would be able to steal the knowledge that is hosted in this holy home. So you make your way up, climbing up the steep steps. The rocks are loose as you journey, going up higher and higher. Can I have all three of you make me athletic checks? Okay.
Not great, but still decent. 12.
12 from
14.
Reyes. All right, 14 from Phelan.
I got 21 because I'm a strong deer boy.
Nice. So, you all are not exhausted. 10 was the DC. They're not getting an exhaustion point. As you climb and trek your way, and you turn to your left or your right, and notice two others making their way up the mountainside. As we find our three heroes meeting each other, maybe the first time, Camp Bellaferrin is huge, or maybe you may know each other from past adventures. But here you are, knowing that more than likely these are the others who are joining you on this quest. What do you do?
Can I do a perception check?
Sure. What are you trying to perceive?
I want to see if there's any nearby animals.
Oh, sure. Roll me perception check.
Okay. I want to make some animal friends.
Would we know each other? I feel like... How long have you been in the, like, Camp Bellaferin time frame? I know you've been on the orchard, so this is your first time.
Yeah, this is like my first time outside.
Yeah, I think Huelon's been here quite a bit. Like he's been here for quite some time. This isn't his first sort of trip up the mountain or anything like that. I'd say maybe we haven't necessarily worked together, but I definitely think maybe Reyes, you would have seen this Shitehawk down on the harbor being a nuisance.
I think maybe that. I think I did sort of come up with like a little bit of ideas how we could have potentially work it out, but I like the idea of that. Or if you're okay with that, I was gonna say maybe in our past you cleaned me out through like card games and totally like stole all of like a whole month's worth of work or pay, but then when it came time to like go on my next mercantile trip, you heard that there was Tritons or something and actually gave me good advice and saved me. And so we have like, you're like an asshole, but you know what I mean? So
I think there's a way, because you had said that you did pray to the goddess of the sea as well, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
100% Phelan would have appeared to you as sort of like a cleric of their order and like seeking alms for like just a whole lot of lies. Very, very convincing. He had a really good wave tattoo on his right arm. the whole shebang, and then went, oh, actually, hang on, that's actually probably I love that that thing of like, I don't think he's quite admitted to like being I robbed you, but he did give you that really good advice about Tritons.
So so you had like the karma to like offset the the shyster.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a little bit of a history. So I'll look over to Phelan and say, oh shit, you're gonna rob me of another month's worth of pay this time? Last time I saw you, I had to work twice as hard.
Rob's a very strong word there now. That was kindly donated.
You're right. You want it fair and square in cards and dice, so I got in over my head for sure.
Yes. And sure, look, winds are always changing, as they say. Who knows? Maybe the next time we play, you will
I
win.
ain't playing with you anymore.
Never say never.
You're right. Never say never. But you got the call, right? You heard the oracles?
Yeah. Still trying to. And I like. Yeah. He's still like kind of like as if he's got like wax or something in his ear. He like, sticks a finger into his right ear and he just. Yeah. Still ringing in there. I don't really like this hiking business.
Yeah. I might be able to do something for that. But before that, I'll look over to maybe see if the centaur, like his ears perk as I mention oracles. And if they do, I'll be like, have you gotten the call as well too, sir?
Well, before you see him, he did roll
Oh.
a 16 on his perception. So
Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking for animal friends right now, and I got me a 16.
yeah, so you do find what looks to be 2 sparrows. They are flying around and they're perched on top of what looks to be a small bush that's extending outside of the mountainside about 3 feet.
Okay. May I make an attempt to? Can I speak with them? Can I chat with them? Can I ask them?
Do you have
I
the
check their
ability
vibes?
to? Do you have the ability to speak with animals, a spell, or?
That would be under spells.
Well, if you have, it will be under your feats and features or abilities, or there is a spell
Okay.
called Speak with Animals, if you do have that.
I have Speech of the Woods. You learn to speak, read, and write Sylvan. Then beasts can understand your speech if you gain the ability to decipher their noises and emotions. And you gain the ability to decipher their... So I can't speak with them, but I can check their vibes.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Okay.
you remember Beastmaster from back in the day, kind of like
Yeah,
that.
all right. I would like to ask my new sparrow friends to check the vibes of the other 2 people in our vicinity. I want to know how the birds feel about them.
Okay, how do you do this?
I ask them. I'm like, so I'm kind of like trailing behind. I'm not used to like outside people of the orchard, so I'm kind of like trailing behind them. I see that they started talking, and I my ears perk up. I heard that like they play cards and like they gamble, and I don't know anything about that. I'm a very good little centaur, and so I'm like, so I coax these birds. I'm like, hey, how do you feel about them?
Birds, you hear and you get a sense that they see you as a actually, yeah, I won't make you roll for it. You just are a jolly woodland creature yourself. They trust you and they acknowledge that they will. Seems like they'll investigate. The birds fly up and flutter around Rayos and Phelan for a moment. The 2 of you just kind of see these random sparrows just flutter around before making their way back, landing onto the centaur. As they chirp, and you get a sense they don't trust or like Phelan. They're like, you get a sense they were like, the other one looks shifty, whereas for Rails, for the orc, they are weary, but not for reason beyond him, like as if there's like there's like a bad omen around him. They get a sense. You know how animals can pick up on those kind of supernatural senses.
Yeah.
They are saying that they're giving you the idea that there's something like he's cursed or like he has some bad juju. But Fuelan is just that person altogether. They don't like his flow.
Okay. So the vibes are bad. May I offer them some provisions or seeds from my pouch as to compensate them for their services? Some seeds. And I'll let them know that I'll be careful.
They go ahead and eat the seeds, and they land on top of your head, nuzzling you slightly with the wilderness, and and feed those who are hungry. Go ahead and roll me a religion check, please.
Here we go. I got me a 7.
A 7, okay. Go ahead and roll me a D4.
D4. How do I roll a D4?
So at the bottom left, you should see like there's a little D20 dice symbol, and then select the triangular one, and then say roll for everyone.
I got a 1.
Okay, the minimum that you could get is 1, so it would be a 1 minus 1, but a minimum of 1. Arametra, you feel the wind just kind of blows just ever so slight. It's thin at this altitude. I'm sorry, this elevation. So it's not strong. Though you feel a little blessing. You get 1 piety point, 2 more to get to your next level of blessing from gods.
Cool. Very cool.
You see Rayos, who turned and has greeted you or reached out to you. How do you respond?
I kind of I'm like, oh god, he's looking at me. And those birds told me not to trust him. The bird said your vibes were dubious at best. So like, I see that he's acknowledged me, and so I kind of raise a sheepish hand and give it a little shake. But I don't speak, and I don't engage with them at this moment.
I think what Boar was kind of construing as like a wave or hello was actually signals to the cat. Like the cat is trying to rob Boar. Like it's trying to just be a sneaky little shit. So the entire time that he's been talking to Rayos, he's also been telepathically communicating to Dove. He's keeping Rayos kind of like, oh yeah, I'm sure that other time you went on a boat, just regaling him, making him try and tell him stories. Just he's like, oh yeah, the sea, yeah, still wet, still deep, still blue, sometimes, and yeah, just a lot of that while he's kind of signaling to the cat, but I guess Boar mistakes it for a wave. But he does have a big smirk on his face, he does look happy, but only because maybe the centaur hasn't spotted the cat yet.
Go ahead, give me perception. Oh, go ahead.
I was also going to say he's the shady one, not me. Or let me get that way. He's the shady one. Not
That's not what the bird said. That's not what the bird said.
Bird said I have the bad omens.
Dubious at best.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check, Board. See if you can see yourself being robbed by a cat.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, so I got a 14 before modifiers. 21.
21. I believe a cat stealth check is +4. Or do you have anything special with you?
No, I think it's just +4.
Okay, go ahead. Roll me a d20 +4 for for the cat.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll the d20 and we'll add 4 to it. 14.
There is a cat trying to rob you, Boar.
Wait, I know it's trying to rob me now?
You see a feline hop over towards your, because you're equine, so you as it goes over to your tail, and tries to go to your satchel and bags, and you notice.
Okay, so the cat's on the ground, right?
I kind of maybe up on his back legs, kind of scratching at one of your yeah, but he is.
Oh, okay.
And he had tried to go under you to hide. It was that thing of he's a clever little cat.
Okay.
So he had been trying to kind of get under.
All right, so I noticed the cat, right? And I've been really sheepish because I just acknowledged the man with my sheepish little wave. But once I see there's a cat, Boar loves cats. So Boar notices the cat. He softens a little bit. He doesn't really care if the cat was trying to take anything. He kind of like awkwardly like tries to reach under himself, and he's like, pss, 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 and like tries to pet the cat.
And Dove just lets you do it. Like he just straight up. I was like brushing right into your hand, like full on muzzle into the palm. Like there's a little lick. He knows when he's been made. So now he's leaning into the I'm just a cat, and he's purring, like he's full on vibrating.
I'm gonna lean over to Phelan and be like, "Oh, Dove's still alive. He's looking a little mangy."
There's no killing that thing. I've tried, and he just he kind of like winces when he says it, because in cat back, Dove has also tried to kill Phelan. So it's a hate love relationship that these two have. No, it's still there, and the mage is new. We did the best with it, and oh look, he's made a friend, and he's just kind of. He's going to wave at Boar. Do you know this fella?
I don't know him. Clearly he's dressed from the Groves and a tender. Did you get the
big
call?
boggerhead in him, like absolute farmer.
Did you get the call? Are you headed to the oracles? Like I shout out again.
Okay, so Boar hears that, and he softens again, because, yes, I am. Did you guys also get a call? Are we going on an incredible journey together?
I look at Phelan, and I'm like, do not. This guy is so green.
100%. I'm not because the mask slipped. You just see like little gold coins like ka-ching, in Phelan's head, and he's like that smile widens.
No, I see this. I'm like, Phelan, do not. Give him a few days, please. yes, we're part of the oracles. Do you want more animals? And I will, in this moment, say, come on, we're dawdling too much, and summon my fine steed, and pull out my trusty magical steed for me and Phelan to ride on.
Okay, what is your steed? How does this look as you cast your spell and create this steed? It does have a name.
She does have a name. And she hates this form because I originally found her on the rivers, and when she first comes in, she's being summoned into a form of a steed, but she has sort of a dark blue, long fur, long hair, and sort of like almost looks like crashing waves in her tail. But she's naturally a hippocampus, and that's how I first found her, which is a horse front with a sort of mermaid's tail back. Being a sailor, she found me, and I found her in a time of need. When Theros fully recognized my vow and my oath, and she forms herself to an equine on land for me begrudgingly. But you see she has sort of that like midnight blue with sort of light long hairs that sort of like tangle in a crashing mass behind her that sort of look like flowing waters. And I want her to have a name, and I thought of one, but I don't like it, so I have to. I'll come back on her name in a minute, but she does have a name.
Okay. As she is summoned from your spell and appears, there's a brief bit of trepidation as she once again adjusts to this land form of hers. Do you mount Phelan?
He does, but in that sort of like, oh yeah, no, Dove can do that as well. He just chooses not to, and he just. Like,
oh sure, as I offer a hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he was a real looker back in the day. Part Sphinx he is, and he's going to hop up.
All right. And your journey continues up the mountain. At this point, we have now reached midday, but with your past athletic checks, you're tiring, with the exception of Boar, who rolled high enough where this is nothing, is able to. But even with your mounting the steed, it's still a tiresome. You have to get off and adjust and things like that. But you do finally reach the summit. And oh, what a mighty summit it is. Before you, you see a huge pantheon of white. It's standing about 50 feet tall and stretching back over 100 feet. There are 6 tall columns, thick, that extend around the front, but before that are even bigger and steeper steps. As you ascend the steps and step into this mighty temple, you can see a stone door opening about 20 feet wide and tall, leading into a large open, can only describe it just in a large open square room. The walls lined with small recesses. In them are just scrolls and other types of papyri, many different paper sources just inhabiting each of them. In the middle is a seat. The seat is made out of wood, but it's carved so meticulously, it almost looks like it's made out of metal. Etched in it are intricate designs of what can only be described as a beautiful cacophony of languages, all melded into one. Elven scripture, infernal scripture, Sylvan scripture, draconic. And shining down from a sky, from a sun opening, a sky hole, is the light of Heliod, a spotlight about 50 feet above. Sitting in the seat with long white hair and a complete white, elegant, thin, silky robe that stretches down, covering her feet, is a woman with crystal blue eyes. Her ears are sharp and pointy, that of an elf, but not just a normal elf, an Eladrin, an ancient old being of sylvan nature. Her eyebrows are thick and white and stretch off of her face. Her lips, though, are a beautiful light peach. And her skin is as pale as the moon, giving her this strange ethereal presence and visage. As she places her hand on her crossed legs, pushes down, and stands up. The robe flows as if a wind is blowing on it, and she steps down and descends. Her arm opens up wide. You have finally made it, heroes. Welcome. Some of you, your first time here, she says, looking over at Boar. Others have all experienced. But the gods have chosen you to take this path, for the world as we know it is in peril. She looks at you, turns and walks over to the wall of thousands upon thousands of scrolls and picks one up from the corner of the wall and draws it out. She holds it tightly in her hand like a fresh babe, as if it would shatter with the slightest of touch. And she glides. You cannot even see her feet because her robes go all the way down. So like as if she's gliding across the floor before stopping not 10 feet away from the three of you. I am Persona Fey. I am the voice of the gods, and I am their representation here upon the mortal plane of Theros in the city of Miletus. I bear now guidance from the goddess Thassa. For the waters are in danger, and only you can retrieve what was stolen from her before it is too late. She pulls open the flap of the papyrus and begins to unfurl and looks down at the scroll to begin reading the prophecy to you. But as she opens up her mouth to speak, she freezes for a moment, and a chill blows through the temple. This chill is just ominous. And she looks up as you all hear a voice. I can tell my own story. Persona Fey, you will embody me, for the heroes must know from the source's mouth. As she says this, as you hear this, Persona Fey looks up, her eyes rolling back inside of her head, her mouth wide open as a thunderous cloud appears above. You can see through the sky hole, and the light of Heliod is covered with dark clouds. Lightning strikes, and in that blinking moment, rain descends in and starts to fall. So much so that the hole itself isn't that large, but it's as if rain is completely encompassing that of the ceiling of this temple. And in another lightning strike moment, the white clothes that Persona Fey is wearing turns into a light ocean blue with freckles of coral pink. She grows horns, like a horn-like crown around her head, but the crown looks to be made out of some sort of pinkish stone. As she blinks her eyes, and they have this almost Aquian fish-like lens to it, completely black. I am Thassa. My will be done, and you will go forth and claim what was stolen from me. At sunset, when Heliod crowns the seedward stone, and low tide draws back all that Thassa owns, follow the path the ocean leaves bare. Beneath the sunlit arch, your door is there. Read the stars above. Silver path will set you free when 3 bells tolls in torches flare, rouse the city on a living lair. Shun honeyed knives of midnight song, pass swift and leave no trail for long. Seek the shore where feathers brood, its temple veils an older feud. Lightning strikes again, and then she repeats, he says the final stanza. Beware the lash that leaves no scar. The brightest spear may point too far, where oars fall hushed and shadows reign. Name the hidden hand, reclaim the chain. Reclaim the chain! Reclaim the chain! As lightning strikes again, and the energy of Thassa whips out of Personife and shoots up, and the winds die down, and the rain ceases as Personife falls down to her knees, tired and drenched. And I will post the prophecy into our video chat.
Post part 1.
It lets me post all of it. Okay, so it doesn't. But after hearing such a strange and mysterious omen, what do the three of you do?
You don't think she's mad that you didn't really follow her, did you?
That she could be part of that. There's a little beef between us, but right now I feel like she's beseeching us for aid, so beggars can't be choosers. Sorry, Thassa. I will do your will this day. But I will look over to the Oracle to see if she fell on the floor and is like, oh, and was like getting up. Like, is she? I'm gonna sort of joke to fail on that, but then like walk towards her to see if she's all right. And like give her a hand to like help her up and be like, are you all right? Oracle, that was the first time I've seen a god embody one of you or your sisters.
That is not normal. I have not invoked the power of the gods since my birth. Thassa, she is the type to not speak through visions, but more speak to those directly. She says, finally standing up, clutching her chest, obviously in pain. I was not prepared.
I will. May I offer you aid, sister? And she would understand that she knows I'm a paladin, and by that I mean, like, I wish to offer her, I'm asking permission to lay on hands.
Yes, please.
I will take out a coin of a Theros, and I will offer my hand and put the coin in her hand and close her fingers around it. And as I do, in this connection, I will give her 5 points of lay on hands, and she will feel the energy of Theros, the god of boundaries, and hopefully close this connection a little bit and help her feel more stable in this moment.
She takes a deep breath, and her breathing slows as she looks at you, her blue eyes piercing. Thank you, hero of Theros. I'm fine now.
I don't suppose you have that message on a scroll, do you?
Here, this is what was written. As she hands you the scroll, and if you look in the chat, I've broken it up so it's in two parts at the bottom. You can now read this.
All right, thank you.
Now, as you all know, the riddles or the riddles, the prophecies are written in such a way where most likely the order you read is the order of the events.
After scanning through it and reading it, it's saying the seaward stone and where low tide draws back. They must be talking about the harbor and where the sun is literally setting in the sky. I've been in the harbor a billion times at sunset, sundown, throughout the days. What I know at this time of year, generally, like, if there's like a specific like island or rock formation or, you know, maybe a cave system that the sun would be setting over at this time of year.
Ah. Why don't you roll me a history check, please?
Okay, I love that. Big ol' 0. Ooh, I'm flustered. It's only a 5 right now. Actually, hold on. I would like to, in this moment, if I can, hold in my pocket. I have a pocket watch, and it's something that my father gave me, and it's a sentimental device that always lets me know that no matter if I fail or go forward, that time marches on, and you can always pick yourself up and try again. And I would like to rub this clockwork amulet and take the 10 that it gives you, and it allows for you to take a straight 10 and forgo of rolling a d20.
All right, a straight 10. Yes. You do know.
Oh, I'm so lying. It's an attack roll. I thought it was any roll. Sorry, I'm cheating. I thought it was any d20 roll, but I just look at it now.
All right, then. Then with your 5, you know that, yes, what this is probably talking about is one of the harbors of Melita, in Melitus. Where exactly this describes, you don't know. Perhaps a local? Because you are in Bellaferin, so you're right outside of Melitus. So you're not touching the sea, the ocean. But heading towards Melitus and asking around may be a start, since you don't know it yourself.
Okay, I'll turn to Phelan and Bo, and I'll say, I think I know where the harbor, but I'm not sure exactly. I have to get down there to really figure it out, unless you guys have any clues. But I'm pretty sure that the first step is going to somewhere in the harbor.
Oh no,
Bo, do you know?
Bo doesn't know, but Bo has heard about these things called seagulls before, and he's very excited to meet some of those.
You just catch Phelan rooting through this oracle's stuff. Like he's making it look like he's tidying, but he's you know, just snooping to see what she has. Like if there's anything like not bolted down or glued down or tied down, well, that's their fault. And he's just looking, having a nose, picking stuff up, looking at it, and he's going to turn back and he goes, There's an old drinking buddy of mine. Well, acquaintance, victim of mine that I know often this time of the day. And he's going to look out the sky hole. Jesus, it's still dark. Probably 2 sheets of the wind, absolutely pissed as a fart. Might know something about it. Then he's just full of shite talk as well, so I don't know.
I think we should sort of head that way. Unless, Bo, do you have any ideas besides some seagulls? We can definitely chat with them when we get there.
No, but if Bo notices Phelan kind of rooting through the Oracle's things, he wants to confront Phelan about that, because Boar just feels really blessed to be on this magical fate quest, and it feels like Phelan isn't bringing the same energy. So he's like, hey, why are you rooting through the Oracle's things?
Well, aren't you a tall drink of water on four legs? And he's just going to smirk and oh, this stuff. Oh, God. No, you don't want to be leaving this stuff lying around. Boreal, Mr. Clatterhooves. No. You don't want to leave this stuff lying around. Anybody could just walk in here and lift it. I'm thinking we just take it and put it over there. And he's going to just drop what he had in his hands behind a curtain. And see, now nobody knows it's there. And it can't be robbed.
Okay.
Some say I'm doing a favor,
Boar kind of like crosses his arms, and he's like, you know, birds don't like you, right?
Well, I can't say I'm too fond of them either. I don't really trust anything covered in feathers. And I had an awful... My ex-wife, she was a harpy. And he's just kind of... He kind of gives you kind of the elbow. He just jostles you a little bit. And it's probably Dove. Dove probably tried to eat one of them. And yeah, he's just going to kind of saunter over to Reyes. I think we've got a do-gooder.
I told you he was green in more than one way. I think we should head down. We've done enough to these poor oracles. Thank you again, Sister Personife. Appreciate your wisdom, and I will see these hooligans out.
And Phelan's going to personify myself and Bo. We left some of your stuff behind a curtain there, just in case anyone's going to rob it. And he's going to give kind of Bo a kind of a thumbs up. And he's going to follow out behind Reyes.
Be careful. And she kind of looks, still kind of holding her chest, and you get a sense of worry coming from her as you exit out of the temple to make your way towards Meletus Harbor, across from the Four Winds Plateau, which from where you are currently, and it's around noon, and the sky has now opened up, and it's a beautiful summer day once again. It will take you, let's see, it's noon, and if you are going to walk, 6 hours. It'll be halved if you have some sort of transportation.
Like a steed?
Like a steed, or 4 legs.
Or 4 legs. I think, above board, I think centaurs have a higher walk speed, so that might help.
Now that you're outside of the temple, and you can make your way down the mountain, where do you plan to go? What do you plan to do next?
Boar wants to go to the harbors of Meletis and rally some seagulls, which he's very excited to meet, and see if they know anything about what was stolen from Thassa.
Well, we know it is a chain of some sort. She said reclaim the chain. But yeah, maybe they know some deep lore from the sailors they've pilfered fried goods from. I agree. I think we should head towards the eastern or west. Sunsets in the west in this world, to the western harbor, where the sun will set over this, Heliod's crown. I'm assuming that feels like the sun to me. Will crown the seaward stone as tides low tides draw back. So during low tide tonight, when the sun is setting, there will be a location that is obvious. Follow the ocean path the ocean leaves laid bare beneath the sunlit arch. So we need to look for an arch. Your door is there. So, got it, Phelan? Look for an arch.
Yep. That's the, and he's just gonna like draw it in the air. I reckon. All right. Why don't you look for the arch, and Boar can commune with the gulls, and I'll wait.
Why don't you procure us supplies for an adventure for a few days?
That I can do.
And I will even give you the leeway to procure them however you want, in whatever means necessary.
No, I don't. Look, I'm trying to impress the young fella. So I look.
You gonna pay for them on the up and up? Here, I'll give you
Well,
my share, and I'll take
yes.
out,
Yeah.
and I'll give him 15 gold.
Right. And Mr. Clatterhooves, if you'd like to contribute to the group's pool.
Don't give him more than 50 gold pieces, ever, at any point in time. But we can't hear you. You're talking to the birds. Can you look it up?
Boar's feeling a little insecure. This is his first time using his allowance, and he doesn't want to be shown up by anybody that the birds don't endorse. So he hands Phelan 16 pieces of gold.
Oh. Right. Just going to put that into my purse. Thank you very much. I just added 31 gold pieces to my...
Remember, we need food. Remember, I can distill water. We don't need that. Get us, the things we will need. Maybe see if you could find... Let us know if maybe you could find perhaps a amulet or something that allows us to breathe underwater. There might be a scroll or something that we could pay for legitimately if you see it in the market.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely, of course. You can trust me.
I only trust you right now because we're oath-bound by the fates. But I do know that you sometimes have my good intentions in your heart. So... just follow your own advice, Phelan. You said you want to impress the greenhorn here.
Oh,
you want to get in the good graces of Kaimetra.
Oh, yeah.
How many other gods have you burned? I'm sure you...
Look, that was one time, and it was one orchard. And he's just... he's just going to start doing the math in his head for where and what he can possibly spend this on. That has got nothing to do with this adventure.
I knew it. I'll say, okay, we'll meet up in 6 hours at a specific inn in the Harbor District.
Perfect.
And then I will also summon my steed. Her name is Cymanthea, or Sema for short, and it means wave runner. So I'll summon Sema again for us to run us down the Oracle Hill back into the heart of Melita, so then that way we can split as described.
All right.
You are in Camp Bellaferin, and technically Melides is a couple hours to get to the heart of that. Do you want to just fast forward to you guys going to Melides, or do you want to wrap up something here in Bellaferin?
Is there anything else in Bellaferin that we need to do, guys?
So this is Boar's first trip to the city. So he kind of asked you guys, what's Melides like?
There's lots of people. There's lots of buildings. You've only ever been in a grove? You've never been outside of small villages?
No, I've only ever been in the orchard and delivered goods to other orchards nearby.
Okay, so you know how on the way to the Oracle's temple, like the merchants were together and they build stone buildings. They stack those buildings even taller and even higher, and they have cobbled streets like up to the everywhere throughout the city. You will see that there's stands of people with goods just displayed. You have to pay for them. I nudge. And generally, people are wonderful. Lots of good, but lots of chaos in a city. Be careful. Keep your eyes about you. Keep your purse close in a city with so many people. It's a good time. I've had many. I grew up in the, not in the ritziest areas, but you can have a good time even when you don't have a lot of money. Find lots of good people, lots of good vibes, but it has the full gamut. You'll see the mercantile district, you'll see harbors, there's even a little grove and a shrine to Kaimetra.
Oh, that's exciting.
There's a place for all gods. Yeah, I'm excited for you to see it. It's going to be a real treasure. I can't wait to hear your experience. I don't believe I have ever seen a centaur in the city, so prepare.
Usually we're rating it. Those
days have passed, though. Those years have passed. I know you guys we've had some tumultuous history, but for the most part, people are welcoming. They might be curious. I would expect lots of hands and eyes.
I can't wait to tell all my Deertar friends about the polis in my magical god journey.
Just to give you the full picture, though, because Reyes, that's a lovely tourist's guide. There's also the gambling den, there's the whore houses, there's the den of debauchery, there's several ale houses that we'll have to visit on the way. We can stop into my mam's house while we're at it, and he's all the while kind of like, as Reyes was describing it, like Phelan was just kind of nodding. It's very, it's wonderful. And he's just going to like sit back and he's just going to start painting this really, really sort of like depraved picture of absolute debauchery, just to try and make Boreal like not uncomfortable, but like he's just going to see how far he can push the fella before he kind of like either blushes or winces.
Boreal asks what a whorehouse is. He's gonna go into a full ethical lecture on how sex work is the oldest profession and is an incredibly valid choice of profession, and he briefly dabbled in it when he was in his early 20s. Boreal blushes.
I would like to think that we have Reyes will entertain this conversation for the 6 hour trot, and just occasionally chime in to hear Phelan tell these stories, because he's not wrong. These places absolutely exist, so he can't deny them. But he's just sort of blushing each time as well too. But Reyes has had a few moments in some of those places with Phelan too, but generally sort of as said, does a little bit more of a touristy, and it's like, don't forget the bakery. And
the bakery. They do this thing called the dog pile, and he's just going to and he goes off onto another story because he's thinking of a different bakery.
Yes. So you get a very broad painted picture of the city from multiple perspectives.
I love that. So, after being told a very detailed tale about the city of Meletes, or the polis of Meletes, hours go by as Heliod begins to descend down the west. Where you are all heading, your Meletes is mostly to the west, and that's where the shore is. That leads to the Siren Sea. Finally, you can see a large metropolis before you that shows a vast ocean behind it. There are tall buildings and a road paved that winds and weaves towards the entryway. A mighty statue of Ifara stands before you, elegant, bringing as the goddess of the Poli and the goddess of magic and knowledge. She blesses the city of Meletes and shines as a figure upon all of you as you pass over or down beneath her shadow into this mighty polis. The sun is starting to dip beyond the horizon, behind the Krufix, if you will, as you enter in, and the city is bustling. You see that there are learned individuals dressed in togas and sandals, carrying books, heading into these buildings that read in all sorts of languages as libraries, universities, and other places of matriculation. You see, as you step inside, people selling wares out of their shops. Nothing like Camp Bellaferrum, where it's just these pop-up caravans. These are full-on buildings, though there are vendors who are just in small little pop-up shops in front of them as you trot along the cobblestone road. You see that there are mighty warriors who are guarding, wearing these armored chainmail outfits, but that bleed into these fine leather and metal, almost like skirts, with bare legs and sandals that wrap up to their calves, wearing helmets that cover their head, just revealing the frontal face before them, and their broad swords. The city is very well protected as you step in, but it welcomes all who are here. The smell hits you hard of, first, the scent of fresh pastries wafting in the air, then a hint of salt and sea growing stronger as you get deeper into this polis. Now, you are here amongst this beautiful city of alabaster and gray. The city, the polis of Meletes. What do you all wish to do now that you've reached your destination?
So Boar is kind of like, he's prancy, he's bouncy, he's very excited, he's very overstimulated, and he's never smelled pastries like this before, so he thinks he might want to get him one.
I'm looking at Boar and sort of the anticipation of having your first time being to a city or a new place is so invigorating. And as a sailor, that's sort of why I got on the open seas, to go to new places. And so I'm sort of reveling in this. And I'm like, yeah, let's get you a pastry. Let's get you a beer. Let's get you a man or a woman after having that conversation on the ride here with Phelan. And I'll sort of take him, because I've been here before. I'll sort of like lead into the city towards the merchants district, where we know that there's food vendor stalls and people of all hours and places, and just sort of like talk about the opening and point out a few things.
Okay.
And yeah.
You hear people shouting, get your fresh pastries, get your fresh baklava, only one drachma, get your fresh pastries here. And just like, all them, and you hear another one saying, we have the most powerful magic scrolls, we have the best items, please come by and get your wares and your goods. As you see what looks to be a Leonin wearing a toga, but completely white with black stripes and sharp white teeth, wearing what looks to be a sword on his back, going, "Come and get your swords, your shields. Get your weaponry here. Only here is the best place," and so on and so forth, offering you many different places to patron, or what have you.
It's been a long trip, so I'll go over to the food stand and I'll get sort of the, food on a stick, corn dog on a stick, the fried tempura vegetables on a stick, all of that. And I'll come back with sort of holding it between my hands and be like, and here's a set to you, here's a set to you. So we can eat and talk and walk and be like, these are the best. Makes it so much easier.
Now, what you don't want now, Bor, is you don't really want to go to any of these shops, right? So these are all the tourist traps. They'll see someone like you coming, right? And they'll just jack up those prices. You're not going to get. You really want to see those dark, shady, dangerous, narrow alleyways. That's where all the good stuff is. So once you're finished with your
Stick.
vegetables, stick vegetables. So are you going to the harbor? Am I? Or do you want to? And he's kind of and he's got a gesture at the alleyway.
Yeah, let's go to the harbor.
Right, good idea, Bar.
Okay.
Right.
We have to go before the sun sets.
Yes. So ye and I'll get the stuff. So there will be time when we get back. I'll give you the grand tour and whatnot, and I'll have Mam have the supper on. So he's just going to take the last bit of roast chicken or whatever off the stick and just kind of pull it between his teeth, and then just kind of flick the stick up into the air and disappear down the alleyway.
Don't forget, before sunset.
Yep, sunrise. And he's gone.
Got it. Well, everyone who is purchasing food is just one silver piece, so you can just pick up one silver piece from food.
I believe Reyes paid for our food. Thank you very much.
3 silver pieces from Reyes then. And so Reyes and Bor are heading towards the harbor, and Phelan is just going off to a dark alley.
Don't say it so judgmentally. Thank you.
No, this is fine. I'm just making sure. All right. So, we find out where our Reyes and Bor go, and see where the story takes them. You begin to walk through, or you continue to walk through the city. Of course, many merchants are trying to pull you along the way. But here, unlike Akros, you don't have to worry about people. It's safer, and you don't worry much about your things getting stolen from you. It's more of a town of individuals who come for learning. But it still has its dangers. As you can start to hear the sounds of seagulls chirping and the sound of individuals hauling crates and other sorts of cargo, and then see as you're elevated to compare to where the harbor is. You can look down and see the vast, beautiful Siren Sea as the light of Heliod touches it, casting a brilliant orange and copper glare across the horizon. You see that there are many ships that are currently being docked, and individuals going in and off of them, speaking with the harbor master and preparing as the harbor stretches across for at least a mile. and the path to get to it is simple. You simply walk down this curved, winding road of stone. It's a beautiful place so you can stop and see this vista before making your way towards the harbor proper.
I will take Bo to the sort of outcropping on this vista, sort of as the cliff sort of turns and you can see like the full breadth of the harbor, and there sailors have carved into the wall sort of a shrine to Thassa, and I'll say this is where we stop and say our prayers overlooking the harbor and offer prayers and thanks for safe journey. And I felt it was only appropriate, seeing this is your first time in place, to do as you wish in this holy place. But this is where people of my creed bow their heads for a moment and pray for safe passage on her vast waters. And if you excuse me for a moment, that is what I will be doing. I mean, you can see Rayos is jovial and, excited to be sharing this moment with you, but he is also serious. Like, sailors pray to Thassa because they don't want to lose their lives on the sea, and you know that he's lived a life where he has lost at least one full set of crew members, and he has that sort of, like, sharp, like, this is real to him. And sort of I step into this alcove for a moment where you can sort of see the candles, the ever-glowing candles, and the statue carving of Thasta with her proud trident displayed. And you'll see that Rayos will kneel and offer silent prayer.
Bor attempts to emulate this custom awkwardly and offer a silent prayer to the sea god.
In this moment, while I see you sort of like struggling or deciding to get on a hoof or one hoof or whatever, I'll sort of say, the sea and the land are not too different, I know that they're obviously very different places, but they need each other. And praying to Thassa is also, in a way, honoring our own gods and those we worship closely too, because they are all intertwined. No matter how the priests and clerics and zealots of this world act, they all have influence over us, and so sometimes it's best to be thankful to whomever when you can. And you see he will also take out a coin and put a coin there as well.
Go ahead. Those of you who are if you're both praying earnestly, go ahead and roll me a religion check, please.
$18.
Very nice.
Ooh. I got a 13.
13. You start to pray. And as you do, yet again, another cold wind in this summer evening begins to blow. With your 18 Rayos, you hear another coarse voice in your ear again. Beware. Yeah, not what seems. Feud of old, and it gets cut off in that instance as once again black clouds appear in the sky. Lightning strikes again and the sea picks up with waves start to crack against the shore hard, like almost to promising to crush the land itself. The ships are rocking back and forth, left and right, as a wind begins to blow the sails. You see one of the ship begin to tip over as screams from the sailors below is heard. You see one of a sailor on top of the mast fall off, landing into the water, splashing hard as one of the masts cracks in half and falls down, and there is chaos happening. The ocean swirls and picks up, lightning striking yet another ship as the sailors start to attempt to put out the flame. Chaos that is happening.
This is not a good omen, Bo. They are angry. And we must be careful.
Do I see anybody in need of assistance outside of the guy in the water? Like, is anybody hurt?
In general, yes, it looks like they probably could use your assistance just from not even needing a perception check.
Okay,
But
I
they're
would
like
like.
hundreds of feet away, though. We'd have to like run there, right?
Yes,
Okay, let's do a perception check.
Let's get down to the harbor. I'll just see that you're panicked and want to go and be like,
Got
let's
a
go.
12.
12. You can see that there's a sailor hanging from another one of their from the top of their crow's nest, almost about to slip as the water is pushing against. You also see a building, another like the harbor master building. The actual figurehead that's on top of it, what looks to be Thassa holding out a book, has cracked from the lightning and is about to fall. Well, actually, part of it has fallen, and another sailor has their legs pinned, and they're trying to get out. People trying to lift it up quickly before the statue falls on top of them.
Boar wants to save the person that's about to be crushed because he doesn't think he can get up into a mast as a deer person. So we're gonna go for the guy on the ground, and we're gonna try to be heroic because gods are watching.
Let's go. They need our help.
Yeah.
All right, so you all book it. It's only a couple hundred feet, which if you were to dash, you could get there in 12 seconds, 15 seconds. You actually and if you're on your horse, you can get there within a matter of about 15 seconds as you make your way. Running down the cliffside, trying to assist after this disaster. Meanwhile, Phelan, you have now walked into a dark alley of Melites. What are you trying to do? Where are you going? And what is your intent?
Oh, my intent is very, very specific. Is I need some dust. I need a bag. Actually, I need 2 bags. One empty and one that I am going to start filling with any of the food from the back of some of these shops. Like, I'm going to go through their scrap piles and see what we can use for supplies that are still edible.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I'm looking for.
And dust or like magical dust?
Oh, no, dust. Just normal dust. Just some dirt will do.
Roll me your survival check, please.
Oh, a 7.
A 7. Okay. Well, it's not difficult to find dust anywhere as you scoop it up. Bags are also easy to find if you don't have any on your own. Now it's the food that's difficult. You do find food that has been thrown away in garbage bins and it's in pails and also kind of like large boxes that are filled with rotted food. It's edible, but unfortunately, it's not in the best of conditions.
Mostly because he doesn't want to eat trash, and also because he doesn't actually dislike Reyes or Bo. He'll begrudgingly pay for some food. Like just this once, he'll buy, and it's going to be good food. Like it's stuff like we're not talking kind of ration chunks. It's well preserved, cured, and he's actually going to go out of his way to make sure that like maybe Boar, what with him being from an orchard, probably doesn't. I don't know. I don't know. There was a smack of vegetarian off of the centaur. Whether there is or there isn't, he now believes that Bo is a vegetarian. It's probably the half horse thing, and he's going to make sure that there is something that the greenhorn might like.
Okay. To gather enough food, it would only cost you about 1 drachma or 1 gold piece.
Oh yeah, but I want. I think in your finest bag, please.
Oh, well, the bag. As you go in the shop vendor looks and says, "Oh, is this a gift? No, well, I can gift wrapped it for you. It'll only cost you another 2 silver pieces."
Or it doesn't cost me anything this time. And when everybody sees this, and he points to himself, traipsing down towards the harbour, getting on a fancy boat, they're all going to wonder where I got this lovely parcel. And I'll, through the form of marketing, tell everybody about this place. And everybody's going to want to come here to get their stuff all dickied up lovely like this. And he's going to give the clerk kind of a smile and a wink.
Roll me a I wouldn't even say it's more of a performance. I would say just a straight up persuasion.
Okay. 15.
Shopkeeper looks at you. You're kind of handsome, sure, and I could use the business. You look like one of those adventurers. Are you from Camp Balefarin?
Oh yeah, I'm from there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can tell. Well, all right then. I would love to have a warrior from Balefarin carrying my own wares. So hold on, and they will go ahead and start to wrap it up in a beautiful, almost like a kerchief. Inside, they will ribbon it up, placing it into an even more decorative bag, wrapping it with tulle from the top, and handing it over to you with their insignia on it.
Oh, now if you wanted that painted on the side of a centaur as well, I can do you a massive deal. So if you throw in just a couple of more samples, I'll have this wonderful logo of yours with the neatest of calligraphy etched onto a centaur's hind that's paraded through the city, and he's just going to go on trying to completely and totally befuddle and bewilder this owner into getting like free samples or as much free stuff as he could possibly get out of this poor person.
Well, a centaur? I've always thought about having an actual advertisement walking around there. I like that business method. You have the smarts of a far on you, surely. You know what? Here, another bag's worth for you, but make sure you make it look nice on that centaur. They're kind of rare around here. They're usually up more towards Akros, or Setessa. But, well, I would love to see you parading around Melitus and make sure they come to my shop.
Oh, as soon as we get done with our business, I guarantee it, myself and my good friend Centaur will we'll be right back here, and we'll tell everybody. And he's already kind of grabbed the two bundles. Well, pleasure doing business with yourself. And he's just going to kind of turn on his foot. And as soon as it all gets wrapped up, we'll be right back. And we can talk to you about a bit more of this marketing and, growth and network. And he's already out the door. Yeah.
Make sure you remember the name. Delia's Delicatessens. Don't forget. Oh.
Yep, Sunrise. And he's just going to head to the harbor.
Sunrise is not. I'm sure he got it. As you go and head towards the harbor, starting to see a dark cloud begin to accumulate in the sky. And there is where we will take a quick break before we get into our next action-packed scenario. So we are going to just take a 10-minute break. We'll be back 15 after the hour. So stay tuned, and we'll see you as we go to part 2 of today's episode. So see you all in a bit. And we are back. So, welcome back, everyone. Let's remove the bookmark and continue our story. So, we're going to meet back with our favorite thief, Phelan, as he tries to make his way towards the harbor where he was supposed to meet up with his allies. But things are not going as smoothly as they may have believed. So, Phelan, as you walk back and you can see lightning and thunder and hear thunder and the clouds appear in the sky, darkening it. You can hear a commotion coming from the people of the streets. From what you could pick up, there seems to be some sort of accident or some sort of calamity currently at the harbor. And that's where you know your allies are located. What do you do?
He's kind of like just, I think, kind of surveying what's in front of him, and like kind of like the foreboding ominous clouds, like the lightning, the kind of the booming of the thunder, and like looking out at the sea. It's just like, Jesus, I hope someone takes care of that. And he's just kind of got to roll his back a little bit. And he's going to, because he can't have anyone think he's actually going to go there with intent to save and help. But he's going to jaunt as quickly as he can in that direction with Dove kind of like Dove's carving a pat in front of him. The cat is like hissing and like scratching at and spraying people, like to kind of get out of the way. Like he's like they're both heading to the harbor as quickly as they can, while trying to have an air of, I don't really care, I'm apathetic, but also like whatever about Reyes, that poor centaur has got to have an insignia painted on his ass, and I'm going to so that has to so he's concerned about his potential investment slash promised billboard, so he's going to head to Boar, and he's going to head straight for the harbor.
Gotcha. You quickly make your way towards the harbor, reaching that the top of that cliff where you can see below. Immediately, you start to see fire upon the docks, broken masses, people hanging off of them, and a four-legged creature. Wait, no. From this vantage point, you can make it out. It's Boar making his way down to where you can see a pinned sailor underneath a boulder of sorts, and a statue of Farah about to collapse on top of him, as we will quickly shift over to Reyes and Boar, who have, at this point, you have made your way down. It is chaos and it is mayhem here on the docks as the winds pick up and the sea is angry, crashing against the shore and the dock itself. So, Boar, your intent was to go over to the pinned sailor. You make it there, and you can hear him crying, "Ah! Oh, my leg! I think it's broken! Oh, my leg! Please help me!" As the Afara statue is starting to fall down, and you see the rest of the people here like, "Oh, we're trying! Help! Somebody help!" What do you do?
All right, so as I'm charging towards the boulder, I am a centaur. I can use charge as a bonus action. So as Boar, he's galloping, he's doing it. He feels his heroic journey is like truly coming to fruition. This is his moment. This is his truth. And he attempts to charge the boulder.
Okay. I love that. Now, if you look at charge, what does it say? How does it read?
Maybe. Oh, it says charge melee attack, 5 feet, hit +5, damage 1d4 +2.
Nice. Go ahead and roll that attack, that d20 plus your modifier.
Okay.
Is it possible from this vantage, if Fuelon can see Bo, that I can give him bardic inspiration?
Now, is that within 60 feet? Because you're about 100 feet or
Okay.
so away.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're making your way down there. You'll get there shortly. A
Himbo
10.
Centaur got a 10. Yeah.
That's fine. The stationary rock. It is not hard to hit. 10 is the actual DC you have to hit. Go ahead and roll that damage next to it.
Roll damage. 1d4 +2. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a 4. +2 is 6.
Nice max damage. You rush over, crashing in. How do you? So this rock can be moved, not destroyed with a 6, but you can at least move it. Describe how you are freeing this gentleman from the clutches of this stone.
So Boar puts everything into it. He's charging towards it. He reaches out with his hands and he tackles that boulder somewhat ungracefully because first time out of the orchard, but like he is fully committed. I imagine he might even hurt himself a little bit as he does this.
Nice. As you step, or you as you go across the wooden planks, bashing into as the rock tumbles off, and the people look up at you and pull him out of the way, just in time as the rock begins to fall down. 4, please roll me a dexterity saving throw to see if the statue of Afara hits you.
Okay. Dexterity. How do I roll that?
So you go ahead and see where your saves are at the top.
Okay.
And then you just hit that little number.
The +1, my bad. I clicked the 12. Hey, that's not great. I think we got a 5. We got a 5.
Okay. A 5. Ugh. So
that was a check.
Oh, that was a
not
check.
a save. I'm not sure if we have the same bonus or not, but
to the right of the checks, you should see it.
you're like in
number.
a small box to the left.
Of dexterity?
There's a box that says saving throws.
Oh, saving throws.
What number do you have in there?
I'm sorry, I can't find the saving throw box.
Let's see.
Like you see the big box that are like strength, dexterity, constitution. Right underneath
Yes.
that is another box that says
Oh,
strength,
12.
dexterity.
I got 12. Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake. I got +1.
Okay, so same thing.
Okay.
All right, because you wouldn't be proficient in that. Okay, so, the heavy is the hand that tries that is that of Afara, the goddess of knowledge, and she lands on you, crashing. You are gonna take some damage, unfortunately. Ooh, you are going to take, and I'm gonna roll on my side. 11 points of bludgeoning damage. So in the upper right, you just have your hit points. You're gonna go ahead and hit 11 and hit damage.
I go to 40.
Okay. As she crashes on top of you, you're dazed for a moment. Rayos, what are you doing as you gallop down on top of your steed?
I was going to attempt to try and hold the statue of Afara up from falling, but it seems it was unable to get there in time to prevent that from falling down. So I will see if there are any other structures or things that might be sort of crashing down and prevent that.
Well, there's the ship's mast that will crash down, and not only if it's big enough to go and crash down onto the dock, destroying any buildings, but there's a poor defenseless sailor who's hanging like,
oh, that's right. There's that guy up there. Okay, I will. don't have like a flying steed, so I have a swimming steed. I will say like that man's in danger, and I will gallop and use like the dash action to try and get to that ship and see if I can, you know, I don't know if a single person can hold the mast of a ship, but I will try and at least maybe attempt to save this guy, or if he falls, try and catch him.
Well, you are a hero. As you attempt, it'll be a high DC, but you certainly can try. High risk, though, as you quickly gallop over, dashing to it, and you see it's about to fall. It's cracking. If you want to try to hold up the ship mast, you can roll me an athletics check.
I would love to do that. And actually, can I ask you for a quick second, because I'm reading my Fine Steed stuff, and in here, it gets additional options depending on if it is considered a fiend, a fae, or a celestial. And would you think that my steed as a hippocampus would be more of a fae or more of a celestial?
It'll be more of a fae.
All right, that's what I thought. So I will say to, oh my goodness, Seema, and I'll say, go get him, use the step, and I'll have her activate her face step ability, and she can occupy face step to a space unoccupied of her choice within 60 feet, and maybe even in this moment she'll transform into a hippocampus, because she knows she will have to leap up, face step, grab this man, and then plunge into the waters. So she transforms into her hippocampus step, trying to save this man as I go and grab the mast and like or go and push up against the mast. And I will roll my athletics, which is a +7.
Oh, yeah, you are strong.
Oh, yes! 22.
Nice.
Seema, go!
Okay, and exactly as you described, she does. Seema jumps up, disappearing into mist. As the gentleman falls down and is caught by a strange, like swirling oblong form that transforms into a equine-like mer creature, splashing into the water, capturing him in its mouth as he's like, but the waves are strong and are hitting against them. But as being a sea creature, Seema is able to make sure that she is still kept aloft and is delivering him back to the shore as you grab on to the mast, holding it back. It's heavy and you are slipping slowly, but you are keeping it up. So you're kind of stuck in that position as Phelan, you see this all happen, and you can easily make it down there and assist either one.
I will shout out to anyone in the distance. Get the ropes! We have to tie this, tie the mast! To try and like, bind it, basically.
Well, I do know my way around knots. And he's going to head to like grab at the ropes and try and tie them off to make sure that like preventing any kind of further disaster or damage if possible.
Okay. I would say you can roll dexterity check with your modifier, which could basically be a sleight of hand check.
Okay. That is a 15.
15. You are quick running down there, wrapping the ropes around, tying the mast together to the ship itself. It's heavy though, but you're using the force of Theros to aid you as you are able to wrap it around the ship, the side of the ship, knotting it into a sailor's knot, a slip knot, and keeping it tight as the mast stops its the threatening to crash into the harbor, and is basically prevented from causing any more damage. Boar, what are you doing?
Boar would like to attempt to use Cure Wounds on the person who had their leg broken underneath that boulder.
Oh, go ahead and roll that d8 plus the modifier.
Okay, I am gonna I'm gonna use the first level slot, and we're gonna do 2d8 plus 4. Oh snap! Well, that's a 1. Nope, that's a 4. Okay, I got a 14.
Okay, how do you describe your spell? Like, how do you cast these spells?
Okay, so Boar reaches back onto his haunch and into his little pack, and he takes out some foliage and like some moss, and he like flips it into the air and like does like a swirly motion, and it grows like a light warm green color, and then he just kind of swirls it, and he like focuses on the guy, and he just like snaps and like poofs some healing, like a little flare.
I love that. And indeed, you heal as the wound starts to close up. Thank you. Oh, thank you, sir. I can walk. I can walk again. Thank you.
Boar feels like a true hero despite his wounds.
Alrighty. What about you, Reyes? You're free from holding this and can continue to do something else.
I will sort of shout out to the captain of this ship or some of the other men, like, this is tied off and secure, but won't hold forever. Make sure you get your shipwayne to look into this and just sort of look around to see if there's any other, because this is not my ship, so I'm gonna go to get off of it. I'll go to Phelan actually, and I'll be like, thanks, I really needed an extra set of hands there, and you came and clutched my my friend.
Absolutely no bother at all. And you can do, yeah, he's just kind of like, his hands are, he doesn't do manual labor, so his hands are kind of a bit sore and blistered and red.
I offer my hand out to your hands. Do you need a hand?
And he kind of looks around, nope, I'm all good. And he, maybe the lad though, and he kind of points over at Boar, who's looking a little bit more worse for wear.
Okay, I was like, yeah, let's go make our way down to him, and we'll sort of get off of this ship and go to where the statue sort of crashed down and where we like sort of saw Boar and the others. And as we walk up, I'll say, Boar, quick thinking that person would have been crushed if he weren't there in another moment. That was fantastic.
So Boar's prancing again because he's just so excited. He's like, guys, did you see that? Did you see that? And God saw that. I love being a destined hero.
Yeah, are you all right? You seem to get hit before.
No, he was always like that, Areos. No, don't worry. He's just the same.
Boar tells you that he's never felt more alive in his entire life.
See,
I'm gonna let him live in that moment then and have him enjoy that, and sort of just sort of see if there's any. Can I make a perception check to sort of see if I can see the sun through these clouds and see if there is any sunlit arches laid bare as the ocean is now pulling itself back. So since our seemingly immediate danger has sort of subsided and people are now just sort of assessing damages, I want to take this time to sort of look around and see if I can sort of get us back on our destined path, as Boar mentions, being heroes.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
16.
As the chaos dies down, the black clouds start to dissipate, revealing the sun yet again in the calm skies. The sea then calms as well, starting to recede. The western sky burns copper and rose, and a black sea spine of rock cuts the surf as the sun drops. You look over and you see something in the distance. You see a stone. And above it, it's an archway of sorts, but it's more of like a collection of rocks that stick to the mountainside in an arching form. And inside the middle of that, and you can see this now because the waters have since receded, you notice that there is a glittering rock there.
I will take note of that and sort of gesture in the distance. Do you see that? That sort of looks familiar, like a arch away, but the thing that's most interesting is that glistening stone. Do you see it? And I'll point out in the way.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably about a couple of thousand. Give or take. Now, as for the arch, and he's kind of, this is kind of your territory and all that, Reyes. You know, what would it be in the sea and stuff? You reckon that's where we have to go then?
I mean, let's just say that the first part of the omen is the low tide draws back all that Thassa owns, and that to me is the sea. And in this moment, she was not happy that her chain, the items that was taken from her, is gone, and that she is like, that is the door, is what this reads to me.
Well, Bo, as is usual in this sort of line of work, and Reyes can back you up here. Usually, the new recruit, it's your first time. You should take the lead on this, so you get the most experience of it. I think the all glory and honor is yours for here and forever after. Yada yada yada. And I've got the supplies, and he's going to usher to put them on your back, I guess, like a pack centaur. And I didn't forget, so we've got enough food, and I got us a little bit of something. You said useful stuff. Now I couldn't find any sort of water breathing amulets. They were out of those. They said to check back on Tuesday. But I got a bag of air, and he's going to give that. He's going to it's. For those of you with the ability to discern, it is just a bag that he has closed very tight, and dust of blinding.
I am so proud of you, Phelan. I didn't realize that you had it in you.
Look, we went a little over the budget that we had kind of assigned. It's grand. I took the hit, and I just said that Bo has no problem walking around with a big advertisement on his arse anyway, so it's grand. And off we go.
Bo asked what an advertisement is.
So I mentioned whorehouses, and he's going to go back into the...
I love that.
I guess, yeah, we'll sort of trudge through the shallow sand towards the archway and the glistening stone. We have everything we need.
4. Roll me a perception check.
Alrighty. Perception. Boom. I got a B.
That's a
Oh, I
natural
got 27.
That's B for beyond. A natural 20.
I'm so good at
Nice.
perceiving things.
Okay. Those you see two familiar-looking sparrows flying above, chirping, beckoning you, and you can understand they're trying to get your attention and pull you just a few feet away from the group as they perch atop a small building.
Okay, I would like to approach them, and I'm not walking, I am again prancing, and as I approach my sparrow friends, I'm like, "Did you guys see me save that guy?"
As they are very happy with how you they acknowledge seeing your
What a
greatness
treat!
and grandness, and so much so that they feel they must tell you something. You get the sense of danger, mysterious, unknown, an interloper, and points in the opposite direction of where you are. And as you turn to look, you see far in the distance, but they then disappear into dust and smoke. What looks to be, oh, you rolled nat 20, a skeletal face, garbed in a black cloak. There are two weird horns coming from the side that protrude up and then out, almost like vines from the head, and looks at you with dark yellow eyes before disappearing.
Okay, can I do a check to see if I like recognize the species or like what's up?
You can roll me a religion or history check.
Oh boy, I think I have -1 in both of those. Let's do, okay, we got -1 in both of those. Let's do history. Here we go. 3.
Oh, unsure, but whatever it is, it's something you haven't seen a lot, but it's something you haven't seen before, and it's something it's very dark. And I would say with your perception, you felt that same chill when the bird described the whatever was upon Rayos.
Huh. Okay, so vibes have shifted. The mood in the room have changed. So we are a lot less prancy as we return to our friends. And we're like, hey guys, my sparrow friends reported bad vibes that were watching us as they disappeared. And like, he kind of like makes meaningful eye contact with Rayos in a way that like lets Rayos know that like he has something to say to them, but he can't say it in front of the other guy. So that's what we do. We make some not so chalant references to Rayos to try to get him away as we report the bad vibes.
All right. And I would say one last thing you see. I'll give you this. You do see what looks to be in the wake, like crawling up on that figure was a black small snake. And then it disappears.
Oh. I also communicate this to my friends, when possible, dubious friend.
Okay. So you're saying this to you're saying this to Phelan, but not making sure Rayos doesn't hear?
No, so we report it to Phelan and Rayos, but we make kind of like a meaningful look at Rayos that's like there's more to the story, but we can't say it in front of Phelan.
Got it.
Is what I'm trying to communicate.
I will say this is quite troubling, but it is also not to be unexpected, as there are many gods whom, as I said to you earlier during the prayer, wish to meddle in our affairs. Let us keep our eyes open, and should we And I'll gesture towards the door we were going. Should we continue through this door, or is there more to explore before we head down?
Well, there's no door, just this archway with a rock.
To this archway with a rock.
Boar is ready for more magical destiny. He's ready. He's had a taste. He's slowly inching towards the arch, hoping the others will follow him.
Okay, I think so too. I think we should go there, and when we get a moment, Boar, we will discuss all of the events that have happened and sort of see if we could piece them together with the fate. And I'll point to the scroll that they gave us, sort of indicating that, like, we'll talk about it. And I will sort of follow behind him, being like, come on, let's not let the greenhorn go too far ahead, Phelan, by themselves.
Yeah, Phelan has just been given absolute, like, evil stink eye to those sparrows. It's those shy talking birds again. And he's just, like, he just flips them. He literally flips the bird at the birds. Like, he just... assholes, and he's just going to he's Reyes. Let Boar have this one. Let him have the, you solved the archway stone. Good job. You take the middle just in case anything goes arse end for the lad, and I'll the rear. Protect. Vantage watch.
All right. I trust you.
Everybody keeps saying that lately. Like, the words around is absolute abandonment. He's going to reach into, like, the knapsack, and he's going to toss, I don't know, like a dried fish at Reyes.
Thanks. And I will eat it. I'm a sailor. I like it. Oh, this one's a smoked. Ooh, you spoil me.
Well, look, I said I'd take care of us, and I took care of us.
You definitely did. I'll chip in if it was too expensive.
No, I won't. I can't. Look, I'm trying to impress the lad.
Got it.
You can buy me a couple of beers after we get this sorted.
Oh, call it. You
and I have
got
a tab as well that needs to be taken care of. But look, we'll sort that out afterwards.
Of course you do. All right, let's go. And we'll quickly catch up with Bo for Boar.
All right. So you make your way towards the archway with the glittering stone. Fantastic. Here, you see that sitting perfectly upon what looks to be a small pillar coming out of the now exposed seabed, now that the water has receded for low tide. What would be like a coral colored, like orange sun-kissed colored stone. And as you stand if you move your way down and stand behind it, the archway above it, like the rock formation, the sun at this time is perfectly hitting it so that it begins to glow, like a golden crown set upon a king's brow. Gulls turn to charcoal flecks against the light. And tar smoke torches worry the breeze with the smell of resin and salt as the torches that were just at the edge of the dock start to go out from a gust of wind in that moment. As you all look through it, and finally it hits perfect sunset as Heliod shoots his light onto this stone, the ocean that has receded begins to swirl. And it begins to part, spreading across about in a 30-foot wide, rising up 30 feet and connecting into a circular sphere, creating a strange ocean funnel. There you start to see mystic lights begin to glow. And the ground itself has freckles of dust and lights that illuminate a path leading forward to what looks to be some sort of stone door, flat on the ground, so more like a cellar door, going deep underneath what looks to be the ground or the sea itself. What do you all do?
I would like to roll a religion check to see if I know what this is. And I would like to throw out there that there is a little bit of beef between Athreos and Thassa, because he ferries the souls of the dead on her waters and claims rivers as his own, claims them, did not ask permission for them. So she sometimes is mad at him for doing that. So there's sometimes a little bit of a old feud there, but those tensions have since sort of settled, but sometimes they pop up. So is this a doorway to the underworld through her realm? Is this a passage? Like, that's what I'm trying to discern.
Roll me a religion check, yes. Using that knowledge. You might know, but not Reos. With
Fuck, I just didn't see what it was. Oh, it's a 3. Oh, garb. With a 3, so 6.
Would anyone like to assist and help? No, you guys aren't even trained in religion, so you can't. So,
Or history. Don't know that either.
You're unsure.
Unsure. I will say, I guess, that I get this feeling. I'll say, like, I don't know what this is, but this feels obviously connected to the prophecy, but is it connected to me is sort of what I question and wonder. And I'll turn back to the group and I'll say, we have to proceed.
What do you guys do? You can walk into the ocean. It's only about 50 feet. And then to where this doorway is. This road of light and dust has been laid out in front of you.
Boar worries out loud that he really hopes his magical god destiny does not involve stairs. Yeah, that's what.
We will cross those steps when we get to them. I will walk towards, ankle deep, and then, calf deep, and up to my knees. And
you're not getting wet. It's been parted like this.
So the water party, yeah. And so I will walk, yeah. So then on the seashells and seaweed and through the pathway, I will sort of. As if I'm drawn to that space. This is where we must go. I turn to the others.
I think Phelan is just following. Like he's not. It's very obvious because he doesn't have the best of poker faces when he's overwhelmed with stuff. And this is class. Like a couple of times he does put his hand into the water just gonna see if this works. And he's just gonna just to see if he can, like a bubble. Does it burst and kind of accidentally fill the area? He's that kid that pushes the "don't push this button." So he's just gonna check the water.
You stick your hand in the water, and it goes through, and you put your hand into the ocean, and it is cold, eerily cold. And as you do, 2 yellow eyes and a shadow appears. As I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I shouldn't have touched it.
I will mention now, since we are close enough where it might matter, maybe not with that roll. I am a paladin, and my aura of protection extends to my allies within 10 feet of me. And you get an additional +1 to your saving throws.
You are alerted, Rayos, of something, a creature from deep within nearby. And before you even have to say something, a massive, what it looks to be, what do you call those scary looking fishes? No, not that.
An anglerfish?
Yes. Well, a massive anglerfish comes out and takes a chunk out of your arm in a moment as you pull it out. As you pull it out quickly, you are going to take 4 points of piercing damage.
Don't put your arms in the ocean. And he's just gonna like flick off the water and like pretend that it doesn't hurt as bad as it does.
Did you not hear how pissed off Thassa was when she spoke to us directly?
Yeah, but that's just the gods. They're constantly pissed off about something.
But like you're pissed off in our direction, Phelan.
Well, and I'm not pointing fingers, but like you're the sailor.
Okay, it's my fault. Yes,
I'm not saying it's your fault.
Let's go.
Let's
go. And I'm gonna start shoving him and pushing him in the direction of the thing. Let's go.
All right. As you walk forward, passing through the archway, making your way between the sea that has split before you, the last beam of daylight threads in like an arrow. You look back just for one moment, and you all eye what looks to be a ring of runes that are on the other side of the archway. And as you start to look at it, and you see 3 runes and trying to make out what they are, the last bit of light fades, and the sea begins to crash down on itself. Boom. You all, the door's behind you. Do you make a run for the wall, or do you let the ocean sweep you up? Or do something else?
Run for the door.
Okay.
I would also like to run for the door as well.
Fuelon is going to click his boots because they're winged, and he is going to fly towards the door, like just for the sake of like drama. And just as he kind of maybe whizzes past Rayos to be like, wet water sailor Thassa mad you, and he's gonna go
Touch the fucking door!
Yeah, he's like flying backwards, kind of pointing at the collapsing ocean.
The water is collapsing behind you as Phelan and Boar, I would say probably the 2 of you make it first there. It is a stone slab on the floor and has a metallic-like ring as the handle. At first pull, it is heavy, and the ocean is crashing behind you. I would need an athletics check to see if you were able to lift this up.
From both of us, or from...
One of you can roll at advantage.
Can I
You can get there, rail. You have rails.
I was gonna say,
to
can
run as well.
can I say in dramatic fashion? I know that the water sort of came up, and I'll have Seema. She sort of like is sticking out a little bit, and I like grab onto her, and so I can use her speed in the waters to get me there because I'm the athletics one. I'd like to roll like for our group.
Yes.
Okay. And anyone else with points in athletics or can assist? Actually, all of you can assist, but you only can get advantage. So whoever makes sense in the fiction can assist, and you can roll at advantage unless they don't want to.
Okay, I'll roll one more time. Oh my god, much better. 24 athletics.
Nice. 24. Though all of you are pulling, it's like you're looking back, and the water like, and that anglerfish and its buddies are coming closer. Seeing as Rail, so you grab on and lift up the kind of cellar-like door and see steps leading into darkness as you all hop in one by one, closing it before you until it splashes down.
Down, down, down the door. Down the Hades door.
So
I will telepathically tell Seema to be safe and dismiss her, since I have a telepathic bond that is, I think maybe not infinite, but at least a mile, and tell her to be safe, and I'll summon her when I need her. Okay. But like seemingly like leave her in the normal world of wherever we are. We're not bringing her with us where we're going.
it's like the world turned upside down as you are now standing what looks to be on the ceiling. We get a shot of the water crashing above, returning to its original state. And as you all look down or up, you can see the sky and the ocean. And around you, you can see the water. You get those anglerfish are swirling around you, but you notice that you are on a path, like a large strait of land that if you fall off the edge, swears that you would fall into the ocean. But you could still look up and see everything as you are in the beneath, a dark, twisted, upside-down world, reflection underneath the ocean itself. Here, in this darkness, if you do not have dark vision, you cannot see unless you have a sort of light, a light source handy. It's not wet here, you're dry. So it's almost like you're in a tunnel of sorts with no walls, just the ocean and the sky beneath you.
I have a dark vision out to 60 feet as an orc naturally, so that might aid me. But then I also have supernaturally as a paladin. I chose the blind fighting style, and that gives me blind sight up to 10 feet. So even if I close my eyes, I can sense everything just within 10 feet of me, so not very far out. But I have senses that go beyond just vision. And I will sort of rely on them in this place.
Okay. And Phelan, I believe you also have dark vision.
I do, yeah. It does. So it's slightly conflicting on my card sheet. One says 60 feet, another one says 120 feet.
You would take the higher of the two.
Okay.
Is it because you're not really an elf? That's Travis. That's Travis. Sorry. I'm not new to this trickery, Declan.
Yep. So you would take the higher, but I don't. But I believe, unfortunately, our centaur does not have dark vision. Unless you
Oh, but Boar has camped plenty of times in the orchard. It was the only time that he was ever able to leave, and he wasn't even able to go that far. So he knows how to do elemental weapon, and he's gonna light his sickle on fire. Is what he's gonna attempt to do.
It ignites.
Woo! And that is unfortunately a third level spell slot. So let's mark that off.
If you wanna just briefly, I mean, this is slightly above the table. You do notice that I am actually glowing as well. Like I have a hellfire whip on my side, and that does. Now it's not a massive glow, like it's only about 10 feet, but I am literally like a little torch bug at the moment because of that. If we want to save that third level spell slot, I don't know, Omar. You're the
The birds don't trust you, and neither does Boar.
fair enough. You know what? Fuck those birds. You're not getting my whip, and I'm gonna put it down my pants. No light for you.
So you
Fuck
do
them
have a
birds
life
across
there.
multiple games. Okay, this is just a.
Yep. Yep. You know what, Reyes? You can have the bag of air and the dusted blinding.
You look below and can see the night sky as Heliod dissipates and Nyx covers the horizon. And stars appear, granting no illumination of where you are, but you can see beyond you. But you are looking down, up, and light has now been given, or a way of sight for each and every one of you. The path ahead looks long, and you are unsure of what lies afoot. But or that same foreboding presence still, especially for you as Athreos, just always is heard whispering, muffled, as if he's trying to tell you something, Reyes. And as you move forward, preparing to find the next part of your journey, we will end tonight's session.
Gasp.
No, good job, everyone. That is a wrap on our session for today. Congratulations, you
my
got
God.
past at sunset when Heliod crowns the seaward stone at low tide back old Vass's home. Follow the path the ocean leaves bare beneath the sunlit arch. Your door is there. That is completed. So now you have to deal with
Just
the next part.
4 more sentences in this.
4 more stanzas, and you're good to
4
go.
more stanzas. Oh my goodness. Such a good session. Good job, Omar. I am having such a blast playing this Theros game.
This was a hoot.
I am so glad, yes. And good job, everyone. But it will only get harder from here. The first puzzles, of course, is railroady. It gets you on there. The second ones, now you got to start using your brain. Read the stars above the Siren Sea. That might be enough, but we'll see what all that means. But I'm excited to see how you all figure that out. But that being said, I want to once again thank all of you who are watching. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much for those who are donated and continuing. I like to hear that we had 1,300 and it's growing. It's just fantastic. This means so much to me, to us on ATOD, and to the Trevor Project, and helping out the LGBTQIA youths from all over deal with suicide and crisis prevention, because that is an epidemic here, and every dollar counts, every word counts, everything that you can spread the word, share, all of that matters. So thank you so much, everyone. And to my amazing players, you guys were great. That was a fun ass time. I love playing Theros, and I'm impressed. And I know BGM, you said this is like your first time or something, but like you were fantastic. I love your ideas. I love your character. So
I appreciate
kudos,
that.
kudos.
Thank you.
what we like to do at the end of our sessions is do something that we like to call stars and wishes. So stars and wishes are the things that first a star name someone, and yes, you can say everyone if you want to be all judicial and diplomatic, but the scene or the person that gave you the ooh ahs, that gave you the feels, that gave you life, mama. And it will get a star, and we will tally up the stars, and they will get free inspiration for next session. And then your wishes. What do you wish for to see? What do you wish your character to see? What do you wish for me to add in there? Maybe I'll add in a little extra for tomorrow's session. So why don't we start off with a veteran, of course. You know how it's done. Travis, give us your star and your wish.
Okay, so I absolutely I feel like I need to be Miss America here and give these stars out. Absolutely, BGM, you deserve a star for, like Omar said, coming here, being an awesome player, diving right in with us. I know how it feels to be a new player and feel sort of overwhelmed, especially with experienced players. But I feel like we got our groove, and even with you sort of playing like I'm apprehensive, but I know I'm on a quest. Like, you're doing a wonderful job, sort of marrying, playing, and being true to your character, as well as above board knowing you're playing with other people. So like, I get that that's sometimes a hard thing to sort of master and grasp, and you're doing it a fantastic job, as well as doing it on camera for people to see. So thank you very much for being a wonderful player. And Declan, how could I not give you a star for being the shite head that you are? Like, how funny and awesome is that? But you could, spin together anything, and we'd love it. You're just an awesome role player, and I'm so glad to have the chance to play with you again. And when you're listing off all of these like debaucherous things, and you're like, and we'll stop at my mom's house, like, that sent me. I was like, I need to go off camera for a second. Like no qualms with like. I just love it.
She's at all those places.
Right? Little do you know, she's the matron. She's the mother running it. So I love that, and I love how easily we can just sort of sew it together, a story together. And just for you viewers, we didn't really talk that much about our characters behind the scenes, so we just sort of came up with it on the flow together, and that's part of the fun and joy, and I love that we're able to do that. So those are my 2 stars. Omar, you don't get a star, but you get a props to your mama. You get a toot, you get a shoot for being an awesome GM and putting us and bringing us together. So thank you so much. And to quickly wrap things up, my wish for next time is to have some, I mean, you know me, I want some awesome dramatic moments. Like, we did have a little bit of that already, but I want some like beseech the gods, speech moments, and maybe a scene where Phelan and Reyes can really earn Boar's trust, because I feel like right now he's doing it for the quest line, and I want him to do it because, even though people are sometimes shitty, sometimes shitty rogues, sometimes weird paladins, doesn't mean you can't meet cool people along the way, and I'd like to sort of build a little bit of that camaraderie.
Awesome. Fantastic. And how about you, our very own Phelan, Declan?
I'm going to do a Miss Ireland on it. And I'm also throwing stars around with abandonment. And I'm going to echo kind of a lot of what Travis said about BGM and what you did, because it is that first, like, it is that kind of that first time, and even if you're used to being on camera in terms of like doing social media bits and pieces and stuff like that, it's one thing then to get into the space like this and play a character, and like do that in such a fun way as well. Because like, I'll be honest, happy wholesome characters really fucking annoy me, really fucking annoy me, and because I oftentimes it's thinking like, I'm taking this to be cute and everything, and I'm like, oh Jesus, but I absolutely loved the way you played Boar as this sort of like not naive, but just this really earnest sort of like, I get to do something important now. And you're like, oh, that's class. I'm totally taking advantage of that guy. And like so I do. If I didn't know before we started that this was your first time, I wouldn't have assumed. I think and like all that stuff around, like I don't know don't worry about like where deck saving stuff is. Half the time people ask me for stuff, I'm like, I don't know I can do that. Okay, let me just check and I'm frantically Googling, what do I do with this? So nah, the rest of it you can make up. So massive, and I do really like your character and how wholesome there. I'll break that, but we'll get there. And then Travis, like I this is the first time we've played together. We aren't snarking at each other, which is it's so fun to have it as like
we old friends.
Yes, yeah, and it's actually it's like two bitter queens who've done enough this god shit for a long time, and. I know you, you know me, you totally know I fleeced that money, but you're not gonna say anything.
Right.
So yeah, no, I love the fact that was, as you said, again, something that we just did on the riff. Like it was just that, hey, look, actually, why don't we do it this way, and let's add to that and let's do this. So any chance to get to role play with you is a blast, and I love the fact that you were trying to play this like really. Like, I know the history of these things, and the rolls are just going against you constantly. And I gotta say, above the table, a couple of times I didn't go off cam, but I was like, don't laugh. Don't laugh.
I know. It's fine. I feel like we rolled with it pretty good.
Yeah. And again, Omar, like seriously, like I love your descriptions. Like when Thassa first kind of, I don't know, possessed, is that the word for personify? Like I was living for that moment. I was like, this is absolutely. Yeah, that to me was like, it was so visual in my mind. I know I was obviously off in the background robbing from the Oracle who was possessed. But Phelan might not have been in the moment, but I was, and I absolutely loved it. So my wish is a very specific wish. Again, I will wrap up. 2 fucking sparrows would fuck off. I actually think they're the BBEG. So I'm watching for those two. If they appear down here, and that fucking centaur is like, no, the sparrows are here. I'm like, shoot the sparrows. They're not good. That's me. I'm out.
EG, we're now
Fantastic.
in another place, so I'm
together, start flying backwards, and they look at the Rayos and they're like, Thassa, you're God, mad at you, and then flies past. Hilarious. 10 out of... And a wish. I think it would be really funny if the centaur got a tramp stamp of that shop name. That would be really funny.
Delia's Delicatessens. Fantastic. Well, all right, everyone. Because you all did such a well job and you all were judicial, you all get a star, meaning that you get a hero point, which allows you to have advantage. So on your character sheet, there's actually like a hero point section in the upper right-hand corner. You can check that off. That just means you get to re-roll any die roll that you roll, or I'll even say an ally rolls. You can say, here, have my hero point. And you can, without knowing the result, so you'll just know the number, and I won't tell you if it succeeds or not. You can say, I'm going to re-roll that. And then or you can use it if you have a hero point. I'm gonna give you something a little special to bring yourself from the dying state back to conscious. So if you're like, oh, if you drop to 0 hit points and you're like, oh no, you was like, I want to use a hero point, and you immediately go back to kind of on the ground with 1 hit point, so you don't actually get to skip your next turn, but only if you have them. Because you're in for some tough battles. We didn't do any map battles today, but tomorrow, or we ever, we have some special maps that were retrieved from Chespeku, and those Ches and Peku, and they have such amazing detail maps, and I can't wait to whip out the 2 or 3, depending where you guys go, to show you and see how you do in battle and problem solving. But with that being said, my meta moment is what I call it when I give you a little hint of what's happening next. Is who was that mysterious thing that Boar saw? What do those symbols mean? What's the lore in Theros, MTG Theros, that I may have spawned out there? You guys may know, but your characters don't, because apparently you can't roll high enough on a history. But, but yes, there's some deep lore here, involving the entire Theros universe that I have thrown out in there. So I don't know if you picked up on it or not, but you definitely will by the end of this. And if you read the riddle, you'll see that it's tied in there too. See if you can figure it out. And those of you at home, see if you guys can figure out the riddle that's in there and what's what. But don't tell them. But with that being said, thank you so much, everyone. Again, you can please, everyone, let us know where we can find you, what we can where your things are, anything that is coming up that you want to let everyone know. How about we start with you, BGM?
Hey everybody, I'm BGM. I make silly little Magic the Gathering edits for gay people on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And this is the only event I have going on. So check out A Tale of D20s for more adventures of himbo.
Awesome. And how and how about you, Declan?
Yeah, you'll find me occasionally here, annoying Travis and Omar. And you will find me over on D8 Dungeon, where we stream 2 nights a week with kind of a mixed variety of content. And then we also second Friday, our podcast, Romancing the Dungeon, which is coming to the end of its... I say it's coming to the end. It's not. Like, God, it's like a whole year out, but we've recorded the finale. It's over. It's over in my brain, but we... that is kind of... I DM all of our games, bar one. So if you like the way I play a character, check out that stuff. It's not participating in a EU UK charity event called the Jingle Jam with the Yogscast, and we'll be doing 5 nights of themed TTRPGs, and I will be running the War at Christmas, or the War on Christmas, set out to destroy Christmas. And all proceeds will be going to charity. So it's, we're destroying Christmas for charity.
Well, is your seat open? I feel like I want to join.
100%. We haven't. Like, I will DM you when, because like the characters are insane. It's like the Grinch, Ebenezer Scrooge, Marv from Home Alone. It's 100%. I will send you deets.
That's fantastic.
And I guess that leaves me. I'm Zendaric. At A Tale of D20s and online, or OMG It's Travi if you want to find me on Instagram. I don't post that much, but find me. And yeah, I'm super excited to be here on A Tale of D20s. Thank you again for all of your donations for our Magpie Madness, and taking us into our, Tale of Hearts and Homes for charity and the Trevor Project. It means a lot to me. Yeah, I'm excited to continue this session, and you can see me on lots more adventures here at A Tale of D20s. As you saw earlier in our stream, we demoed Tarot that's coming out. We also have a Norse-inspired themed game coming too. And I'll just leave it at that. It's about honor and courage and ice.
Fantastic.
Our Tail Weaver.
Please check that out when it comes. We have a lot in store. We have the tarot, which is going to be fun. We had the trailer we showed, and of course, yes, that Norse-inspired, run by Marie, aka Divergent Dryad, that I get to be a special little raven person. Ooh, I have such a good costume that I made for that one. But with that being said, that is a wrap on our stream for today. It has been a blast. Make sure you catch us here tomorrow, same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, as we conclude this epic story. Well, you'll see how it ends. But with that being
That's ominous.
Good kind of ominous, though. I got good ominous.
But with that being said, of course, everyone, from the first chapter to the last page, be kind to one another, spread love, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone.